What an absolute legend. Not only does he give me a shout out at the end of the video, which ends up netting me quite a few followers, but he also makes one of the greatest deconstructions of what's wrong with the new Ratchet game that I could have possibly hoped for. Gaming Brit is going from strength to strength with every video, and if you haven't by any chance heard of him yet, then absolutely go and check out his content. What an absolute don. But he's not the only good boy I know. Thanks to Gaming Brit, I've managed to meet a bunch of other guys who are not only incredibly lovely, but who make some seriously good content. Clemps, Turbo Button, Hyperbit Hero, Protrarian Pokey. I've even been noticed by a guy called Shammy, who has some pretty great content and seems like a pretty cool guy. It's hey there. I'm really grateful for all of you new guys who have joined, and I've got a lot of content coming out that sadly isn't about video games, and I hope that that's not a huge issue. I'm hoping that through the Beyond Words series I can actually get a lot more out on games that I wouldn't normally, so it sort of balances everything out. But, sit tight, there's a lot of interesting stuff coming this way. Maybe it'll be entertaining? Well, one can only hope. And now, some questions. Do you plan on doing any more content related to musicals? Your Frozen review is a personal favourite of mine, and I'd love to see more like it. I've answered your question before, but I thought it was worth going on the record saying that yes, I absolutely will do a series on musicals. I've been planning it for a while, but I really want to get the presentation right. It's something that I care about an awful lot, and I'm sort of tired of seeing the same circles of people talking about it. I'm not really what you would call a big fan of what's happening with musical theatre at the moment. There's a bunch of shows I want to talk about, there's a bunch of creators I want to talk about, and the one that I want to kick it off with, I hope will open the gate for an awful lot of people who might be interested. Do you like jazz? Now, Joe, don't take the piss now. Joe is a friend of mine. He's the brother of my best friend. One of my best friends. Fuck. I do like jazz. It's quite nice. What have you been up to recently? Have you been working? Gosh, I wish. I've hit a bit of a speed bump, but I'm glad to see that the channel's still going. I've got a lot of projects on the go and things that I've been working at between job seeking. I am the scrounger you've been told about. Been working on one step above amateur dramatics, and that seems to be going alright. And I never really told you guys, I wanted to be an actor to begin with, and then I sort of got these delusions of grandeur into wanting to write and do other arty shit. But I'm sort of kind of going back to my roots and observing and seeing the way that people do things to get a better idea of how to develop artistically in many different ways. Always room for improvement, my friends. Cut your arm off, get a robot one. Done. Is it possible for you to put one more video out to finish your Disney doc? It's so sad it never got to finish. Not for me. No, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed making the Disney documentary at the time, but I was in a completely different mindset, and I cringe an awful lot at what it looks like now. I can't really say that I'm proud of it. I really would like to take it and fix it at some point, and I think if I get, let's say, maybe 10,000 subscribers, which is a long way off and may never happen, I will consider it. It wasn't a good idea to hang it on Epic Mickey, considering that game was pretty lackluster in the end. Same goes for the Skyward Sword. What a mistake. Do you have any thoughts on the end of Cora or Samurai Jack? I still haven't actually watched Season 4 of Cora, and that's mostly because the first episode that I watched was just pretty atrocious. I've heard about the ending. I don't really have any real feelings on that because I have no idea if they create character development to make that work. Maybe I'll get back to it someday, but I really like that Season 3, and I don't know if Season 4 was ever going to top the feeling of that. As for Samurai Jack, I fucking love it. I think that Samurai Jack is not only a complete return to form, as a friend said, it's like it never even left. I just think that it's a really remarkable reminder of, what a creative visionary really is, and what it takes to, make a really effective show, quite simply, just through the lens of the creator just expressing themselves without really trying to be anything bigger than it actually is. There are so many shows that I think are so busy projecting what they like to be that they forget to really just go with the flow and just do what drives them and drives the people watching them. I'll explain it better at some point. This isn't the greatest explanation. I have a question. How do I get... Oh, shit! He's gone. Get him back, someone. You ever done or considered doing tabletop role-playing games? Fucking no. I did actually get asked if I could be a DM for a tabletop game recently. It was at a funeral. Will you by any chance do a review of The Hollywood Ghost in the Shell? And what are your thoughts on the whitewashing controversy surrounding the movie? This is from Brandon, isn't it? Brandon, you're asking all the important questions, I see. No shade. You're one of my best fans. I love you. No, I don't think I will do a review. It's not something that I'm necessarily as big on as my friends, who are much more into anime than I am. I am aware of Ghost in the Shell and its brilliance, but it's not something I necessarily gravitate towards. You gotta understand, I live in the constant limbo of being in a niche of people who I really like but who all love anime, and that makes my life very difficult. I walk between two fucking worlds. The world of opening your lungs and a carousel coming out of it, and the world of waifu. In terms of the controversy itself, I've seen other people talk about it better. I've seen Japanese people talk about it better, who don't seem to mind on the whole. But I can't say that I think I'm the best spokesperson to come out with an opinion on that one. What do you think of A Hat in Time? I've gotten a couple questions about this one. I can't say that I'm 100% sold on the art style. To me, there's something a little disparate about the whole thing that even Crash Bandicoot kind of had under wraps. Even fucking Spyro. It looks cute. I like the idea of the little girl in the hat. I think it's an interesting little protagonist to run with. I don't know. I can't say it really grabbed me in the way that I think other people would hope it did. Kind of like K, Legend of K, that too. Whatever happened to CCS? Should I? Yeah, alright. So the thing about CCS is that I didn't articulate my feelings on why I left at the time very well, which I regret. But the truth is that I knew I had to leave because I was just becoming unhappy with the way we were presenting content. It doesn't mean I disagree with everything that I said, it doesn't mean that I disagree with everything we did, but I certainly creatively disagreed with the way things were being expressed. I don't know, I don't really want to be the kind of guy who laughs at his own jokes or, says that he's objective when there's a very easy case to be made that he's not. To me, I'm someone full of a lot of doubt, and the issue with the way that we ran CCS was I felt that it didn't allow for enough of that. I also think it started to stagnate as things went on, and we started making poor decisions, which I disagreed with, but again, I didn't articulate myself very well, so they had every right to disregard me. Left on pretty amicable terms. Nothing really bad happened, but I can't say that I've really been 100% on board with how the channel's been managed since then. And in a way, I feel like I set a lot of bad things in motion. I wouldn't say I've done a full 180 as a person, but I've certainly developed in the way that I present myself and the way that I clarify statements. Probably for the worst. So, I don't know. I don't really want to do material that's as bullshit as I felt some of the stuff I was doing and saying was back then. I just want to entertain, do doofy shit about video games, and also maybe some pontificating on things I like. So I really just ended up focusing on that and certain elements of real life. Wow! What a happy end! Thank you. Thank you everyone for putting up with this. Please leave more comments on this video that I will absolutely get back to. It's been quite fun being able to get through so many topics like this, so I really hope I can make this a regular thing. I've got a bunch more content on the horizon. Don't you worry, all you new subscribers. You're gonna love all the upcoming videos on fucking Viva Pinata and my grandma's colonoscopy.